Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here, and welcome to 60 in May. Welcome to a brand new day. I hope that you're doing great. I hope you've had a good night's sleep and you're feeling good this morning and ready to face the world. And I always like to face the world with my Puka Love Tea. It's a really great tea, rose, lavender, and I forget the third thing, but you know my Puka Love Tea. It's really delicious, chamomile. And I hope you got a cup of tea or coffee and enjoying the morning. I always like to start a drink. Actually, I wake up quite early in the morning, maybe about 5:30, and I always have a glass of lemon juice. And we've written about this before, how good lemon juice is for you. So I often have that drink very first thing in the morning. But then my second drink is usually either the Puka Love Tea or green tea. I like oolong and have like a dark tea. But how do you start your day? What do you drink first? And what secrets do you have for getting off to a great start in the morning? You know, it's just so fun sitting here every day with you and every other day and talking to you about what's going on in my life and hoping that it rings some kind of a bell, it resonates in some way with you. And maybe I overdo sometimes some topics that I love, but tell me what you'd like to hear about. You know, what kind of things you'd like me to talk to you about and share. It's almost certain that there's going to be many other women, having the same thoughts and going through the same experiences. So, but today, I've been online a lot lately, researching articles and reading, and done a bit of traveling, and I really have been seeing this constant conversation now about solo travel. And it's really interesting. There's a lot of people doing it. There's a lot of travelers out there in the world. A lot of older women. Everywhere I go, I meet people. Some who recognize me, which is really strange. And we have conversations about travel. And there's just a lot more women, older women, seniors out there traveling, and a lot more women by themselves. Not because necessarily they're single, but because they're just traveling solo. Their husbands or partners don't want to travel with them, and they just go out there and say, well, I'll just do it myself. And they go to the most wonderful places. And there's a lot of conversation about just how you can, travel comfortably, safely as a solo older woman. And I can give lots of my own experience on this because I've been doing it for years. Like many of you, I started traveling when I was in my teens, 20s, and I've really never stopped. I just love being on the road, meeting new people, trying new places, new foods, new culture. And so there's lots of people in our community who love to travel too. And maybe it's a bucket list that, we talk about these bucket lists where we are all going to do, this next thing we're going to visit, next place we're going to visit, or this next amazing accomplishment. But some people just like to just move around domestically, and don't do any international travel, and that's totally cool as well. But I have a really good woman who helps us with our, turn my chair around a little bit, I'm crooked. She's Nancy Perraud, who's a travel resource for a website, and she's really, really a great traveler. She's got a huge spirit, lots of fun. About.com is where she writes. And we interview her, quite a bit, talking about different things, and senior travel is one of the topics. And she gave me some thoughts that I wanted to share with you, and just about traveling as an older person and what she advises we consider. And one thing is to basically start off by saying there's experts out there. There's a ton of really smart people who are doing amazing things with websites for not just older women, but for women and people in general. And it's really useful to accept that there are experts. We don't know it all. Just do your research first and take advantage of all the great people out there, like Nancy and Evelyn Hannon, who runs a fantastic site called Journey Woman, and many, many others who are, people who are friends of mine, people who are bloggers. There's a woman on the road, her name is Layla. She's great. She travels to exotic places and writes about it. We've got Lisa Dunkel, who lives down in Yucatan. She's doing great stories of Mexico and just that life on the road. What's that, or in another place? What's that really like? Penelope Whitley, Stephanie Ray Flock. We've got all kinds of great writers. So check out their articles and read them, their travel articles. And I'm leaving lots of people out, but 60andMe has got so much great free content for you. So just go out there and hunt it down at 60andme.com. I need to remind you that now and again, because here we are, really, you're seeing this probably maybe on Facebook, I posted it, or on the website, but go out to the website, to the main part of it, and you'll find all kinds of cool content and stories and advice, shared stories. But the first thing, anyway, that Nancy says, which I think gets back to solo travel, is to see it through a different lens. And don't see traveling solo as, just being on your own. That you can travel solo in different ways. So change the lens. For example, if you want to travel, by yourself, but you want to be part of a group, there's lots and lots of options. Now, we have a partnership with Road Scholar. They are incredible. They do so many, I think it's over 1,500 programs now everywhere in the world. I did one with them in Prague, and I joined a small group. It was an independent study group where you had some structured activities and then a lot on your own. And that was in Prague on art and architecture. And they do programs in Paris and Seville and Barcelona, everywhere in Europe, and all around the States. From the Southwest to the East Coast, southern New Orleans and the southern states. Lots and lots of opportunity. So anyway, there's groups like Road Scholar that you can join. And there's, of course, also cruises that you can join as a solo traveler. Yes, there's a single supplement everywhere, and it's something I'm personally really trying to activate some conversation about. And I'm really trying to work with the travel groups that we connect with. Viking river cruises are awesome in terms of river cruising, Silver Seas, others. There's so many that are, and Fred Olsen, Saga is great for older people. And what's really cool about them is that they know that the travel world is in transition and that there are solo travelers everywhere. So Think about joining a group if you want to travel solo, but you want to be part of a group. I had personally some incredible experiences with Eat Your Heart Out tours, EYHO. Sheila Desai runs that group. She's amazing. She's a beautiful traveler. Really gets behind the scenes, more of an adventure tour than a real package tour, and she's just fantastic. And I met a woman, Kathleen, who was my roommate on a textiles tour I did in India, and it was amazing. I was with a group, but I was in a shared accommodation, so I saved some money, but also I was by myself. And I love that, have that freedom, and would highly recommend that. Now, another one is to think about, if you're on a budget, to give public transport a try. Now, a lot of people will comment and do comment often that they can't afford to travel internationally, and I totally get it. It's expensive, but there's so many ways you can travel locally. Now, I know that some don't like trains, but if you love a train, and I love trains, adore them, it's the only way I would travel if I had a choice. They have Amtrak now has had its bumps, but it now offers cross country in the States for less than $300. And I mean, of course, there's expenses along the way, but it's really good to know that if you do want to just stay locally, there's places or companies like Amtrak that are perfect for this. Other thing, you just get on a bus, any bus. Just go from the beginning to the end and turn around and come back. And just look out the window and just see the things that you haven't seen before. I know I've commented on this before, but I really, really myself enjoy it. I do it all the time here in Switzerland. I just, look, the number one bus, where's it going? Pay my, 7 francs or whatever it is. Have a little thermos of tea, a couple of little bag of nuts and some healthy snacks. And just go for a drive on the bus. Or on a train, just go from one stop to the next. Anyway, the point here is have an adventurous spirit as much as having the experience of travel. So to see senior travel, you don't have to stop traveling when you get older. Just pace it to where you want to be. You don't have to walk around a lot. You can just sit comfortably and just have an open mind to a new place. I guess that's the next thing is to, make sure that you follow your heart to embrace new experiences. And, Nancy and I talk a lot about this in terms of adventure holidays. Now, you may not want to go bungee jumping in New Zealand or doing something really crazy in Bali or somewhere, but there's plenty of adventure opportunities that you can do really locally. and just be creative and be adventurous in your soul. And that's really just have a go. Whatever you can do, just have a go. And there's a lot of great adventure companies out there. If you do have a little extra money or you have been saving, I interviewed Jane Archer, who's a cruise journalist, and she told me all about the Galapagos and the Arctic and the Antarctic, where these journeys to the coral reefs, to Australia, so many great adventures. So that's one thing, is just be ready to embrace an adventure. Another thing that Nancy suggests, which really shocked me when I spoke with her, she says to work with a travel agent. Now, we have become also independent and self-sufficient. We don't need any travel agent. We think they're trying to get us to do something we don't want to do, or charge us a lot of money for their service. And it's just not true. There are some travel groups that do charge you, of course, and those are the specialty groups. And sometimes actually it's good to hook up with them because they do know their stuff. But if you just want to get someone to help you with the scheduling or special offers, go to a travel agent. There's no charge. Or you can call about.com and speak with Nancy Parode. she's a great resource. But there's this movement to book everything online has actually, I think, minimized the really important role of a travel agent. So go ahead and don't be afraid to use them. They're there to help. And as I said, they're great for cruises too. They know where things go and make some comparisons. I did a trip this last summer last year to Cinque Terre, which is in Italy. These 5 really beautiful little towns along the coast. And I was so glad I went to a travel agent, because not only did I actually make a new friend, the woman was great, but I actually knew some secrets when I got there. I didn't use them for the booking actually, but I did get advice. And another thing that Nancy says, and I totally 1000% agree with this, is that planning for the trip is half the fun. I find when I get back from a journey or a trip, I'm always like, the first thing I do is start thinking, where am I going to go next? And planning for it is so much fun because there's an incredible amount of resource online and at travel agents, and you can just sit with your cup of tea and just look at what's available. Condé Nast and National Geographic and some of those big players put out 9 places you want to travel this year, and they have pictures that will just explode your brain. They're just amazing, and you can get inspired by other groups. There's a lot of nomad groups and women's travel groups that are just amazing, and they're there to help advise and guide you. I mentioned some earlier, and maybe we can leave some. You can just go to check out some of their websites, because I think if you don't have anyone that you trust, go to another woman or a man who's traveled and been to that place, and then they can tell you the secrets and the hidden things that they've learned. I mean, even the simple things like packing and what you don't need on a trip. And airlines, Skyscanner, for example, is a great website for getting pricing. And Seat Guru is good for learning about the different seats on a plane. Lots of ideas. I'm so excited here. I need a sip of my tea. 1 second. A little sip. That's better. Anyway, I was just looking at my notes here and thinking that I've come back from a recent trip, but I'm actually going to go on the Silk Road next. It won't be ready to 2020 something, but they're building a new train line from, they are so many countries. It's not one person. Building a train line from Istanbul, which is obviously the last step in Europe, to Xi'an, which is in China. And this is the old Silk Route that people used to do. It took them years to get across the desert, but now they're going to be redoing it. But anyway, the point I'm making here is the world is such a beautiful big place. Use travel agents, use these great travel leaders who are out there, making waves, and just enjoy yourselves on the road or in the air or on the sea. So, do you have a passion for travel? That's my question for today. And what is on your travel list this year? I'd love to know where you're planning to travel, and share your stories with us, and let's have a conversation, figure out where we're going this year. Do you have a passion for travel, and where are you going to travel this year? So I hope this has been fun, inspiring. I'm getting excited just even thinking about it. Next places that I would like to go, and I hope that you've got some travel plans, even if it's across the street or into a little park in your town. Just get out there and see this beautiful world. Have a really wonderful day, everybody. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you all back here again soon. Take very good care. Bye-bye for now.